This is $100,000. You will need probably two of these $100,000 stacks to go and get an MBA. And you're going to need to spend 2 years and this $200,000 to get that MBA in most cases. Or you can do a different approach. And that's what we do here at the MBA Accelerator. Welcome. I'm George Sloan. We're going to talk a little bit about the time and money involved. When you go and you get an MBA, you need to dedicate 2 years and up to $200,000 to go and get an MBA. And furthermore, what a lot of people forget is what's known as the opportunity cost. If you are a junior level management professional or a mid-level management professional, you probably have a decent job and a decent income, but you might have to give that up for 2 years. So when you add that in, the situation gets worse. The ROI just isn't there anymore. And quite frankly, you would probably be better served to find ways to upskill. And at the MBA Accelerator, we're going to talk about quite a few of those. If you're familiar with my other channel, the main channel, myforduniversity.com, I've already covered some of this, but this channel is going to be strictly dedicated to MBA-oriented videos and content. So let me give you real quick what you can do that would be in lieu of going and spending 2 years and $200,000 plus the opportunity cost of giving up your income during that time. Here are some of the things that you can do. One, you can go and get certifications. You can get micro certifications. That's number two. You can also go and take courses, or number three. That's number three. Number four would be mini courses. The other thing you could do is do some side projects so that you can develop your skills. These are just a few of the approaches that you can take without giving up your job to get it. In the last 3 years, I have spent about $10,000 on my education. And what was that made up of? I did a oodles of courses. Many of you might be at companies that have courses that are available for free that your company provides on its website. If I were you, would check that out. I did over the course of probably 6 months about 76 of them, with only maybe 20 of them being required or mandatory. The rest, I just did it because it was there, it was free, and I could do it. The other thing I did was I signed up for certain courses. And again, that gets back to I spent about $10,000 over the last 3 years. And I'll break that down for you a little bit. I took some courses. I took some micro courses. Some of those were free that were available online. Some of them weren't. I had to sign up. Udemy, Coursera. There are different approaches. I also did some individual ones, and I got, again, coursework done and certifications. And again, it was about $10,000 over 3 years. But here's the thing. My company also did reimbursements. So that $10,000 didn't really cost me the full $10,000. I probably got reimbursed for 2/3 of it. The other thing I did was I bought a bunch of books because I burned through books like crazy, because I'm always looking to upskill and pick up some little bits of knowledge. Furthermore, I went and spent about $2,000 to get a course, as well as sign up for the PMP, which is through PMI, which is the Project Management Institute, and that is a project management professional. I did get that certification, and I got it pretty quick. I also went and got certification for Lean Six Sigma Black Belt. Furthermore, on that, I actually did the white belt, the yellow belt, the green belt, and then the black belt, and I did it in about 92 hours. I'll share how I did that. I borrowed an idea from Tim Ferriss, if you're not familiar with him, about the 4-hour work week. I got a number of other ones. I went through scrum.org, and I got certifications such as the PSM1, which is the professional Scrum Master one. I got the professional Scrum Product Owner one. And again, these were quick and dirties that I did, and they did have a cost, but in many cases, again, it was reimbursed. But in the last 3 years, spending about $10,000, I was able to get what I would think is a phenomenal background, and the equivalent of certain educations that you would spend a whole lot more time and a whole lot more money. all in the last 3 years. Now, what I've done is I've started to develop a philosophy in terms of getting people the knowledge and skills that they need super fast. And why do you need them super fast? Well, I've said this one before, and if you're familiar with any of my content on my main channel, which is myforduniversity.com, I've talked about the idea that what worked for your father or your grandfather probably isn't going to work for you. And why is that? Well, for your father and your grandfather, things moved very, very slowly. They could go and get a degree and have the knowledge carry them for decades, decades. But unfortunately, what used to look like this is now starting to get like this, and it's not decades. I have also pointed out that degrees are decaying assets, and what's happening is everything is closing in and getting tighter to the point where your knowledge and information that you have and your abilities need to be upgraded constantly, because things move so quickly and change so fast that you might go in to a degree program and by the time you get out, a lot of what you learned is no good because things have changed. Granted, the basic foundations might still be the same, but a lot of the information, the application, is going to be completely different. And that's where you need to set yourself apart. So what I started to do was come up with the concepts of how do we accelerate learning for people? How do we make sure that they can upskill quickly and apply it even quicker? And a big part of it came from my background where I have been a long proponent of doing digital portfolios or portfolio samples in general. It's a very powerful thing when you slide a report across a desk to somebody in a job interview. I've done it many times and gotten jobs because of it. The other thing, when you start using it in, say you have a corporate job, and I've done this many times, you start sharing some of your knowledge and skills and applying it and kind of leveling everyone up in your group, they'll take notice, and again, you can get a raise or you can get a promotion. And a lot of you, if you're thinking about going for an MBA, that's what you really care about. Do you care if you have a degree? No, you really don't. Neither do employers these days. What they really care about is, do you have the skills and the knowledge and the abilities to solve problems, to deliver results, to get positive outcomes? Can you make them more money? Can you save them more money? What things can you do that is going to have a positive impact for them? And a piece of paper that says you graduated isn't necessarily the answer anymore. You have to be a little more proactive. You need to have hard skills, hard knowledge, and the ability to apply it. And talking about applying it, what kind of samples? I mentioned that a moment ago. What kind of sample? Well, you need to be able to put together plans, business, strategic, marketing, financial, whatever it might be. You need to do analysis, strategic analysis, marketing analysis, you name it. You need to be able to look at your customers, map their customer journey. You've got to be able to, profile them and figure out what problems they have that you can provide solutions to in a profitable way. You also want to look at your competition. You want to be able to do full-blown market analysis. These are all skills that once you learn the basic concepts, models, frameworks, processes, you can actually apply it and turn around and get positive outcomes and results for people. That's what we want to do here at the MBA Accelerator. And we also do it at the MyFord University, but it's a broader, I think of the MyFord University as the lab, where we test a number of different things and we look at a broad spectrum. But here at the MBA Accelerator channel, we're going to look really hard at the MBA aspects and the MBA aspects alone. So if you are a corporate professional, whether you're early in your career and you're thinking of going for your MBA, rethink it. If you're mid-level and you want to go to the next level and you're thinking maybe an MBA, but you can't afford to leave that job and you don't want to fall behind, think about doing an accelerated MBA program. And the program that I'm putting together, that I'm encouraging many of you to sign up for the wait list for, is a program that I call the 8 to 12 hour Accelerator. And it's one that I at a bare minimum, you can do in a day if you really pushed hard. But I recommend to people go into Friday and come out Monday a totally different person, where you can get the knowledge and skills real quick. You can build some deliverables, because I have templates and ways and step-by-step processes to create these things, and even how to present them, how to upgrade your resume, how to put together a deck that you can explain to people what it is that you've done. And you will make a solid impression with your current employer and should be able to pull a raise or promotion out of it. And if you come across an employer that takes it and doesn't really reward you, then you can turn around and go to someone else and get a new job and say, here's the kind of analysis work that I do. Not I have a degree from somewhere. This is the hardcore stuff that I can do. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, please consider subscribing. Please give me a like. Share me with somebody else. Don't keep us a secret. And join the waiting list, because we'll give you an early announcement. I'm looking for 10 people to do a beta test on, and we're going to be rolling that out in just a matter of weeks. So if you're interested in this kind of content and you're very serious about learning MBA knowledge and skills, as well as the ability to apply it and doing it fast and applying it even faster, stick with us. We'll see you the next time.